if you would be willing to share a little bit, you and I had a chance to work with you a little bit. You're free to say, no, I don't want to talk about it. But if you would be willing to share a little bit what that was like for you when I worked with you a little bit at the event that we had a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, absolutely. It was very, it was very emotional. It was very emotional because it called for me to visit maybe some spaces that I didn't want to go. And I still keep thinking about the statement that you said that in another time frame before I was reincarnated, that
Right.
that I was lost.
Hmm.
And that really touched me because I am I believe that we are all on this journey of life, and on this journey we're always reinventing ourselves.
Right.
And for the last maybe couple of years, I have felt a little bit lost in trying to figure out who I am on this leg of my journey.
Hmm.
Like I'm a mother of now adult children. That calls for you to navigate life differently. I've lost both of my parents, but both of my husband's parents are still living. So we're sort of sandwiched in between these two generations, the generations of taking care of aging parents, and then the generation of parenting differently our adult children who now have children. So I'm also a grandmother.
Hmm.
And so that really resonated with me in terms of how I'm finding myself in this new space,
Cool.
and what that also means for being a businesswoman, because for the last I want to say 5 years or so, um I have not had a job while also doing what I'm doing. So now I'm a 100% entrepreneur, or and I use the word solopreneur, but when I say that, I always like to clarify that I'm not in it alone, because I have great partners that I work with. I'm learning all the time from different spaces, so I'm solo in the sense that I'm responsible for the business moving forward, but I do have wonderful partners in my co-founder, and I have an operations specialist, and then I have some other just close friends and family that I can pull on to get advice from. Um, but even in that space, like who am I, right? Like finding myself there to constantly be learning and growing, and in the lab, and then getting out of the lab and putting it into practice. So being intentional of reinventing myself, using all the things that were a part of me in these in on my journey, but then making space for the new pieces that I am developing and learning about, and finding out who I am, not as an educator, or as a mother, or as a daughter, but as also as a businesswoman, and what pieces um from those other parts of me will serve me well as a businesswoman, but what pieces do I need to retire to a shelf when I'm in that mode? Because not
Hmm.
all of it is going to be good as an entrepreneur. So that really, it stirred up a lot of emotions. It has me thinking more intentionally, and examining my belief system about what I want, not only what I want, but what I feel I deserve, like claiming it and really believing it. And because, you during that session, you found some what's the word that I'm trying to put, like what I sometimes what I believe and what I want were not congruent.
Right. On the line.
Yes, not that's the word I was looking for, alignment, to create that alignment.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I am what it did is it opened up, you got a lot of work to do, girl.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me do some neuro emotional coaching with you in a public venue. It's good. I love doing what I do, and because I want to help people and support people and getting to what they want to manifest in their lives. So that's important.
Yes, absolutely. It was definitely a and I have to be honest, you know, as I was sitting there, I was skeptical. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then when you experience it yourself and you're like, wait, no, okay, this is not like, this is real. This is real. And so I want to thank you because having the opportunity to experience that opened my mind up to a whole nother form of a resource that's available that can help me on my journey that I was not familiar with prior to that session.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. It's a resource, right? It's a resource that's available for people on their journey. And that's where I was 30 years ago. I thought, oh my God, this is, I was more than skeptical. So it's like, oh, this is crazy. So thank you.